truth of it now. You are not afraid. I am.
Welcome back to the Dap It Up podcast, the place for geeks of all creeds. I'm Dray the Spectre.
And this is Gunnm.
And I'm Beat.
And we got some things to say about your boy Clive Rossfield. Some big things are happening in the anime scene, and with half a year of video games on the horizon, our wallets are screaming in agony. Before we talk about all that though, Gunnm, what's up with you?
I've been good. Playing some Final Fantasy 16, watching some anime here and there. I mean, that's about it. So I've been watching Jigoku Raku, which honestly at first I wasn't gonna watch Jigoku Raku.
Okay, I never heard of that one.
Hell's Paradise. It's a new series. But
very good, very good.
I wasn't gonna watch it at first because I don't know, I just wasn't. But started watching it with some friends because they just put it on one day, and I'm liking it. Like, it's really good. Like, there's some very interesting monster designs in that show, to say the least. It's very interesting. Kind of reminds me of like Berserk, but with traditional Japanese folklore. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I really like the monster designs in that show. It's really bizarre too, just in general. Very bizarre. Other than that, mostly just been playing Final Fantasy and just trucking on through it for the most part.
Trying to, at least.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been AWOL since the game's release, so I guess that kind of speaks to the game's quality. So
for sure.
So yeah, I mean, one of us has finished it already.
I wonder who. I'll let y'all guess.
But yeah, I've been working my way through it and making some pretty decent progress. So I've been liking it a lot, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but
we sure will.
But yeah, other than that, nothing really new.
How about you, Beat?
Okay, so work has been exploding, and I mean, it's one of those instances where you think you have everything figured out, and you do have everything figured out for the variables that you have at your disposal. And then you find out that in life there are unknown unknowns. There are things you don't even know that you don't know. And then they show up, and you know of them, and it destroys everything. So I'm in the process of a lot of restructuring, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of, this doesn't make any sense. Is basically what I find myself saying that phrase way more now than I ever have in my entire life. Like, what you just said to me makes absolutely no sense. In fact, it's contradictory with what you said prior. So I'm handling that situation. As far as, animes, I've been watching what he's been watching. I read the whole manga, so I already was up to speed on it. And I have completed Final Fantasy 16. And that's it.
Yeah. So like you said, one of us was able to.
Say more.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been able to quite complete Final Fantasy, but I'm still watching Naruto. And there's something I wanted to talk about. Let me get you guys' thoughts on this, because I know you're both manga readers. Mm-hmm. I think Beat more so. Why they be spoiling stuff in anime intros? So, okay, spoilers for Naruto. I knew that Jiraiya dies at some point in Shippuden.
Mhm.
I already knew that. I didn't know how, I didn't know who, and I'm not even there yet. But going into this arc where he leaves the Leaf Village after talking to Tsunade, and he does a little wave, I'm like, oh, they couldn't possibly make it more clear to me that this man is going to lose his life. Except they did make it more clear. Because the very next intro shows him fighting pain and dying. And Naruto crying. Could be out of context. Doubt it.
I don't recall. I'd have to
I'm
see
just
it
like,
again.
Oh my god.
dude, the intro literally shows him fighting, dying, and Naruto crying.
I'd have to see it.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
But I don't doubt it.
I
Jordan,
don't know
just
why.
say, beat. Just say yes or no.
Man, I got.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
They know our names.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what
like
happened.
they just straight up.
Spoiled it.
They like, hey, this is what happens, right?
Yep.
And see, I wanted to see how y'all felt because you would have known even before the broadcast
Mhm.
because you read it. But I'm like,
Mhm.
as somebody who prefers anime, what if I never read it? What if I just somehow avoided that spoiler forever? Then I see this intro and I'm like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
get good,
kinda
scrub. Sounds like a skill issue.
that's kinda like
I don't know.
that's kinda like another reason why some people avoid intros too. I mean intros nowadays, they're not that bad where they just straight
No.
up tell you what's gonna happen.
See,
A lot of times, intros nowadays have things that don't even happen in them,
Yeah.
which is better.
well,
in my
I'd say,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's worse in video games sometimes though, because even intros for games like Trails of Cold Steel, certain Tales games, like I think this past one, what was the last Tales game? Y'all gotta help me out.
The Tales of Arise?
Tales of Arise.
Yeah,
that's
Tales of
it,
Arise
bro.
is good. I love that one.
What is it with these games? They tell you everything up front. They'd be
Mhm.
like, hey, this is gonna be your entire party. You remember back in the day where you
Oh,
didn't even
yeah.
know who was gonna be a party
Mhm.
member? You would just
Yeah.
meet some fool and be like, I like this. Wait, he coming with me, bet.
Let's
Nowadays, it's like,
go.
hey,
Or they
here's
have, like,
everything
this-
you can expect.
They have like this big ass intro with everybody that's in there. Like they do that in Trails too. Like they'll have this big ass intro and they
Yeah.
just show you everyone that's in the game.
Well, everyone is here.
Like
Yeah.
who the villains are. Like just the whole cast.
Bruh.
Like it's like, damn, can you just surprise me?
That's what I'm saying. I've just been racking my brain about that because, you know, we're gonna talk Final Fantasy spoilers later in the podcast, at least up to a certain point. And yeah, I had to confront my own feelings about spoilers to figure out how we were gonna proceed. And coincidentally, they show me that first episode of this arc of Naruto, and I'm like, okay, well, if I didn't know that, I know it now.
Yeah.
So how y'all feel about getting into the news? You feel like you're gonna guess right this week?
No good. No.
No, I have no faith.
Oh my god.
I'm
Come
so
on, have some
defeated.
confidence.
I'm so defeated. Bro, forget confidence. They name games stupid things that don't sound real all the time.
Yep.
And then it's like, which one of these stupid names that doesn't sound real is the
That
real
just means y'all don't know me. That's all. What I'm finding out is my friends
Whatever.
don't know me.
Get
Yeah,
out of here.
friends
You
don't
be
know
outta
switching
me.
it
here,
up
man.
on purpose. You be switching it up on purpose.
So for any new listeners, we have a segment called Out This Week. We talk about, you guessed it, the games that are releasing or have released this week. There's a twist. I always throw in a fake video game or one of my own creation that I presume to be fake, and they have to guess it. The winner gets a bonus point toward the bonus round at the very end of the podcast. We aren't doing a bonus round today, y'all, so if one or both of you does guess correctly, this is just a W. This is gonna act as a W would within a bonus round. So guess correctly is all I can say. Try your best. Because you're both tied up. You both have 1 point right now. Okay. June 27th. No, June 26th is first. One Lonely Outpost. And then on June 27th, we have A Little to the Left, Cupboards and Drawers DLC, Construction Simulator, Airfield Expansion DLC, Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed Single Player Edition,
Okay.
Little Friends, Puppy Island, Soul Vars, with a V, not a B, Soul Vars, and Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. Then on June 28th, we got Revival, Recolonization, and Small Soldiers, Retribution.
What?
June 29th, we got AEW, Fight Forever,
That game sucks.
Mindset, Power Wash Simulator, SpongeBob SquarePants Special Pack DLC. That one has to be fake,
What
right?
the fuck?
No, it's real.
Then on June 30th, last batch here, Classic Racers Elite, Crime O'Clock, Everybody Want to Step, Switch, Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective, Master Detective Archives, Rain Code, Ray's Arcade Chronology, and Raystorm X Ray Crisis HD Collection. Which one's the fake one?
I don't know, man.
Oh no! There were like 5 or 6 of them games. I'm like, there ain't no way.
I feel like I made it easy this time.
I'm gonna go Small Soldiers Retribution.
Yeah, same
dog.
thing.
Ain't
That's
no
what I was
way.
thinking.
Ain't no way they brought that shit back.
This is why I don't like y'all. The first time you get it right, you both get it.
Okay.
So you still tied up. Man, so
0% chance that's a thing.
but look though, I thought you might have seen this little short film that just came out almost 2 weeks ago, like a week and a half ago.
Mhm.
A Small Soldiers short film, like 5 minutes.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, so that was the inspiration. I'm like, it has getting close to 1 million views, probably like somewhere around 700,000. I'm like, maybe they saw it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then they think, oh, there's a game tied to it. But it was a long shot. I figured this week would have been a bit easier because Small Soldiers does stand out, right? It's like
Mhm.
that old movie.
That old movie, especially if like you watch that as a kid, you're like, ain't no way they made a game about that.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt when I saw the little video. It's like the Small Soldiers official YouTube channel. Reimagined action figures going at it with some aliens called the Necrons or something. But anyway,
I
Gunnm.
liked that movie. It was good.
Oh yeah, I've watched it maybe 10 times over the years. Gunnm
That's good.
said you had some stuff to say about anime and what's going on over there.
Oh yeah. So something a little different. Wanted to talk about this next anime season because there's a lot of good stuff coming out. There's a lot of good stuff. And I know Beat here is our other resident weeb here, so I'm sure he'll have some thoughts on some of the stuff that's coming out. So
Resident
I think we've all seen this show. So season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen is coming.
Haven't seen the first season.
Finally.
Shit, God damn it.
I'm watching Naruto, man.
Oh my
Get
god.
off Naruto
You
for
know how long?
2
Look,
days.
I'm skipping filler. So I'm making it as quick as I can. But it's a lot.
The worst part is they tried to weave the filler into canon episodes, and it pisses me off when I see it.
Well,
They'll make a
what I
reference
hear
to
is that
filler art.
Boruto did that, like with the intention that you watch everything from the start.
Ugh,
Uh,
thank you.
I mean, you say ugh, but
Boy.
it's doing pretty well.
boy, I mean,
I
I'm
rather
sorry.
the episodes be canon. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, Boruto fans, but that show don't exist to me. I'm sorry.
The manga
the
has
series
gotten
ended
really
with
good.
Naruto.
No, stop! Don't do that, because I was just talking to you the other day, and you was like, "Boruto's great now."
The manga, the
So
manga's gotten
great.
really good, but the anime, I don't fuck with it whatsoever at all. A little bit.
Even if something from the manga happens in the anime.
I mean, I'll watch a fight that I knew was fire in the manga, but that'd be about the extent of my interest.
Is it filler that's bothering you?
Yes, absolutely. I despise filler.
I don't understand how you can watch all of Naruto and now you have a problem with filler.
I skip it every time I watch it. I skip all the filler.
Now
if
you
I
do.
had, like,
But at first you
personally,
was eating it up.
Personally, if I had even a modicum of interest in Boruto, I'd only be watching it for when they bots, man. That's it.
Yeah.
When them niggas bots, like, cause they be going all out whenever they bots. I forgot who fucking Naruto was fighting. Like that one nigga. I don't know his name. But that fight, man, like that was like one of the best animated Naruto fights.
What a waste of a sentence, bro. He was like when he was fighting. Oh, I don't know
who it was, but that was some of the that was some of the best shit I have seen.
Here's my thing, right? And this is a tangent. I said this the other day. As somebody who is watching Naruto as we speak, Naruto sucks. I'm watching it out of nostalgia, bro. Shonen anime is generally trash across the board. I agree. So we sitting here talking about Boruto as if we ain't splitting hairs right now. Because I watched the first 70 episodes of Boruto back in the day, right? When it first came around, just out of curiosity. My thing is, you cannot convince me if Naruto were to come out today, we'd even be talking about it right now. As grown men,
no.
That's why I'm like, when people be hating on Boruto, I'm like, bro, if Boruto was Naruto and Naruto was Boruto, everybody would hate Naruto. Granted, I don't like filler either, so I might feel differently when I do eventually get back to Boruto and watch it from the start. We'll see. It's just like, I don't go into this expecting high art. I go in expecting nonsense.
I expect high art when I see them niggas bots. That's about it.
I mean, but the fighting in Boruto is good. The fight scenes are good. Like, there's nothing to complain about there.
Yeah. Fighting's always been good in Naruto. There was very few times where I was like, remember we were talking about the copy fight?
Yeah.
The Team Guy, they were fighting clones of themselves, and it was the same 3 frames over and over. Even y'all gonna hate me for this. Then we can move on. Y'all gonna hate me for this though. When Hinata fought Neji, every time I watch that fight, I laugh. Not because she lost, but they played that same sequence of them trading blows, and it's just the sound effects they use, like the skippity paps, like, you know what I mean? They keep like,
oh man,
like the same thing back to back to back.
Oh my god!
All right.
Where's the budget, y'all?
I like how we started with JJK and it just changed to Naruto instantly.
It's because that's what I'm watching right now. My bad, but I haven't seen the first season, and y'all keep telling me.
JJK fight scenes make Naruto fight scenes look like they were made in MS Paint.
Yeah.
Shut up. They make them look like they were.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
That's saying a lot because
I wouldn't go that far. They are pretty good.
I'm saying the exceptional fights in Naruto are at least on par. But when you're talking about your average run-of-the-mill, fight, like we're not talking Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance. We're talking about like, I don't know, Ito versus Sakura, dog. Like that shit looks like it was made in MS Paint.
Right, like one fight out of how many? I get what you're saying. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it just sounded hyperbolic. It sounded like you trying to really hype me on this.
Oh god.
It's. I want you to imagine if Naruto didn't have a single fight that wasn't at the tier of Naruto versus Sasuke. They were all like that. That's basically how JJK fights are. That's why it's taken them like 3 years to come out with season 2, is because they put that much work into it.
Nah, it's because
Yeah,
Mappa
it's
do every
different.
single fucking anime under the sun. They did Jigoku Raku, nigga.
That's true. They did.
They do every single major anime now. Like, it's crazy.
That's because
Like,
they're
their
the
output.
best. They're the best out there, bro. Vinland Saga. That shit is.
It's
tight.
ridiculous. They do Attack on Titan too. Like, it's crazy.
They're doing everything.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it.
I'm glad they do it because they do a fantastic job. They ain't missed yet.
I don't know how they plan all that, but they must have a lot of employees. But
The only studio that even kind of would fuck with them is Madhouse, and they don't even really do anime like that anymore.
unfortunately,
Sadly. Hunter x Hunter, man, I want to see it come back.
if Togashi lives long enough to finish it.
I'm sure they will.
But all right. So the next major one, because I know you watched it. Mushoku Tensei season 2. Finally.
Mushoku Tensei, which one is that?
Who watched it?
Is this season 2 or 3? Season 2?
Remind me
know
what
what you
Mushoku
said.
Tensei is about.
The one with Rudius?
Oh, I love Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, that shit's good.
I know there's a lot of isekai, but this is the original one. Apparently, that
Oh,
made
I would
it popular.
Anime is so weird. He was like, wait, what? I don't know if I watched that. You say the name of a character. He's like, I love that.
Nigga, there's so
You just
many
didn't remember the name?
isekais.
It's hard to remember the names of all these isekais that I've
Okay.
watched. Most of them are garbage. That's why I blank them out automatically at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's coming back, and this is when Rudius goes to school with his little problem.
His little problem.
So I don't know if you know what it is, but it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
hilarious.
My favorite.
But yeah, that's gonna be a good one. So Bleach is coming
Mhm.
back.
Well, of
Bleach is
course, we gotta
coming
finish it
back.
out. Let's go.
Season
That was
2.
good too. Every fight of that season was phenomenal.
Oh man, like
It's conversations like this that remind me, like, I will never ever catch up to y'all. Ever. I'm just sitting here like, Bleach? You know, the last time I watched Bleach,
But
it was
Man.
like 20 episodes in on Toonami.
all right.
Oh my
Naruto. So Bleach to me is what Naruto is to you. Like Bleach is that's my shit. That's my shit. That's
I
my
hold
shit.
them both.
You
in the
mean
same
like
regard.
your guilty pleasure from your childhood that
Exactly.
you acknowledge is whack?
I acknowledge it's whack,
Because
but
all I hear people say is Bleach is whack.
I
I don't really
acknowledge
hear
that
what
it's
they
whack.
talk good about Bleach.
I don't care what people say about Bleach. Bleach is great.
I acknowledge that it's whack,
Yeah.
but I love it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you gotta be honest, man. You gotta be honest.
I don't give a
about it.
shit.
My girlfriend,
Yeah.
my girlfriend's not really about Bleach. She don't really like it, but she doesn't hate it as
No.
much as she hates One Piece. She hates One Piece with the fiery hot passion.
Can you blame her?
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna test your weed power level right now with this one, with
All
this
right.
title.
Don't test mine. I'm gonna lose.
He's like, bro,
I'm like a reformed weed, bro. 'Cause
I'm in recovery. Leave me alone.
All right.
I can only watch one of these at a time. You know?
All right, so Revenge of Masamune-kun.
No, I have no idea.
No,
what that
you've never
is.
seen that? Oh man.
No,
Hey, that's a pretty funny rom
that
com.
sounds like a title I would ignore.
But season 2 of that's coming out, and that's a pretty big deal because that show came out. I think like 2015, 2016.
Damn.
So yeah, it's been a long time. So it's very surprising it's getting to season 2. But I'm about it. I'm gonna watch it.
I do have a question for you. So,
Let's get it.
I mean, we already in our anime bag. I know you really, 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 really want me to watch One Piece.
Yes.
I love Naruto. Despite, trust me, like as a writer, I have so many problems with Naruto. Why are One Piece and Bleach better than Naruto?
I wouldn't say Bleach.
I
You wouldn't
would
say Bleach?
I would say Bleach is on par with Naruto.
I would say
would not
Bleach
say
is on par with
par.
I would
Naruto.
say it's better. I
But
wouldn't say-
One Piece.
But you said that
But One Piece.
because you don't like Naruto that much, do you? That's the vibe I usually get. Is that you like whatever about Naruto?
Oh, me? Well, as far as Naruto, like, I would say I like it just about, maybe not as much as Bleach, but I mean, I like it. It's like something I recognize, you know, from my childhood that I liked, but not as much as Bleach.
See, the
I wouldn't
way
say
he
it's a
said that
favorite.
was unconvincing.
Mhm.
So
Like,
you,
it's not a
you
favorite.
do like it,
I do like it,
but it's not your favorite.
but not
So
a
why is
favorite.
Bleach better? You said you like Bleach more. I'm legit asking because
Bleach is what pulled me into anime, so it's more so kind of like that
Okay.
sort of thing.
I told you I'm never watching One Piece. You might get me to watch Bleach.
Yeah.
For
You just have
me,
to sell me on it.
with regards to Bleach, what I like about it, for one, it feels more intentional. A lot of Naruto feels like Masashi Kishimoto unfortunately had to make some shit up because he didn't expect it to last that long. Like he had to kind of
Yes.
pull a lot of things. He had to pull a lot of things. Like,
Chakra points. Like,
yeah, but he had to pull a ton just to flesh out the world after the fact because it didn't seem like he was ready for it.
how much you want to bet the whole chakra nature thing was an afterthought? Like he just came up with that.
Yeah.
He came up with that shit.
Yep.
That was not something that was developed beforehand. With Bleach, you can go panel for panel and see foreshadowing in the very beginning of the show that comes back at the end of the show. References about the nature of Ichigo's power, references about his heritage. Like there are seeds planted very, very early on that when you go back and you look at it, you're like, oh shit, he knew where this was gonna go. He knew he had something in mind for this character from Jump Street. Like the way he tied, I wouldn't say there's no plot holes because there are. It's sound
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
but
definitely.
the amount of plot holes is significantly less, and the explanations, like when you get down to it, and you figure out, oh, so this basically this dude planned everything that happened all the way up to the end. Like not even just him, the author. This character planned everything that occurred
I like
all
that.
the way through it. You can look at the last arc, and you can tell this nigga is calm because he absolutely planned and intended for this shit to happen.
Mhm.
And it's crazy. I'm of course talking about. Actually, no, you haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But you'll
I
know.
told you, y'all can convince me to watch it. That's
You'll
why I'm
know.
asking.
You'll know exactly who I'm talking about when you get to him.
Yeah. The only thing I remember, I remember 4 things about Bleach: Orihime and Rangiku.
Rocky, of course. We
That's all I remember.
Rocky, I wonder why.
Ooh,
I don't know.
wow.
Look, I sound like I'm joking. I don't know no more names, bro. Is the little lion's name Cone or something?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, okay, so
3
5
days.
things.
Yeah.
That's it. Cause I be racking my brain. I don't even remember. Is it Rukia? Yeah.
You got it.
I remember.
You got it.
But I'm trying to think back, bro. I ain't seen Bleach since we were children. But I just hear so many people.
After I was done.
Well, see, this is why I'm open to it, right? Because harkening back to what I just said, as much trash as I hear heaped over Bleach, with the slew of like more serious, I guess, adult-centered anime coming out, Naruto is just as dumb as anything else. So why would I not watch Bleach just because One Piece is a bridge too far. One Piece is a bridge too far for me.
I don't want to convert to a new religion.
Dude, if I was still the Dray that was into Borderlands and all that, I would probably watch One Piece. Like the Dray that was super into Bobobo.
I mean, it is peak fiction. It's peak fiction. I'm seeing.
Whatever.
I am
Hey, keep
saying
going
it.
down your list, man. We spent enough time
Yeah.
on this.
All right, all right,
But yeah,
all right.
Bleach good. I don't care what anybody
So
says.
next one, you may have heard of it, maybe not watched it, but may have heard of this one. Devil is a part-timer. Season
I love
2.
Devil as a part-timer.
Yeah,
Season 2 already
that's
came out.
When did you
good.
watch this stuff? I'm
Devil-
getting mad. I'm
De-
jealous,
bro.
Because I can't. I would have to,
Devil is
bro.
a
I'd have to take up a
part-timer.
part-time job.
I think Devil is a part-timer came out like literally 10 years ago.
Yeah, it did.
I'd have to
watched it
work
when I
as
was
a
crazy.
part-time anime watcher just to watch all this stuff.
Well, that's the goal, man. We gotta get the channel up. We gotta get the audience up, so we can go ahead and just do that.
Hey, Patreon, yeah, stream stuff.
Ooh, and guess what's coming back with a remake? Well, a retelling. Rurouni Kenshin.
That is dope. It is.
Kenshin.
Oh yeah,
That is dope.
That is my shit. Y'all don't know.
that was one of my favorites when
Y'all
I
don't
was,
know.
I was a kid.
Y'all don't know when like
You know
on
what that
Tsunami.
was?
That was my shit. That was my shit.
I tried to watch it.
I
I tried to watch it recently. That shit does not hold up at all, even whatsoever, a little bit.
that sucks to hear because Rurouni Kenshin, that what's another good example? Stuff like that and Samurai Champloo were the anime that I felt grown watching. I was like, yeah, this ain't
For me-
Naruto.
For me, it was Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's
what made
another
me
one.
feel grown. I
Yeah.
felt like I'm a grown man at 11 years
Yeah.
old watching Yu Yu
I'm
Hakusho.
like, this ain't Sailor
trying to
Moon.
turn it down. I'm trying to turn it down so my mom didn't hear him cussing on the TV.
Right, yeah. Hey, quick tangent. You just reminded me.
Okay.
You remember we used to watch those like anime parodies and stuff, and they did a video game parody of Metal Gear, and we was in there dying. I think it was Metal Gear Awesome too.
Metal Gear Awesome too.
And your mom was like, "What y'all in there laughing at? Thinking we was on drugs or something because we was turning red, couldn't breathe, laughing."
Oh my god!
Right. But
fucking hot.
yeah, it's hilarious, man. Bleach is on my list. Jujutsu Kaisen is on my list. If this Rurouni Kenshin is dope, I'm gonna check it out just for nostalgia's sake, just to see. I don't know if it's worth adding to the agenda. Is it supposed to be like a one-off type thing or multiple seasons?
I'm not too certain, but
Hmm.
this might be. It might be a long running one.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it as far as like the major ones coming out. But the ones that are coming out this season that I named off, I thought were pretty major, so it was worth discussion. So,
You didn't mention the washing machine, Greg. I mean, Gunnm.
oh god,
Hey, we dropping gubs.
oh,
Gubs.
god.
Bro.
It's hard, ain't it? It's hard.
Okay, I mean, I don't. God damn it, these isekai fucking titles, dude. All right, I'm gonna try pronouncing it. It's been a while since I took a Japanese class. Jido Hanbaki ni umare kawata ore wa meikyu wo samayo
That's
is the name of it. What? Washing Machine Isekai, I think is what people are gonna call it.
because the title's too long. Half these isekais have paragraphs for titles.
Which is a common trait, which is annoying as hell. And they always end up getting shortened anyway. Like, apparently that's like a catch-all thing in Japan, and they just all light novel artists like do it. They all do it because apparently the longer the title, the more likely it is to get attention.
I mean, if
some
it works,
reason.
it's smart.
That's crazy. That seems counterintuitive to me, but like
Yeah,
you said,
that's what it
it's
seems
working.
like. But
Or maybe it's like one of those things where you're like walking, and you look at a book, you see the title, you're like, "What the fuck?" You like stop. You're like, "What
Right.
the hell?"
yeah.
Because that's my reaction when I see the titles on Crunchyroll. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Let's see
Yeah.
the description. After dying in a traffic accident, I find myself standing
Was
near
it-
an
was it
unfamiliar
Truck Tune?
lake. My body won't move. I can't hear my voice, and when I try to shout in
my
confusion, words that I never expected come out.
God.
Get
Michael
one free
Dunn.
with a winner.
Yeah,
you
That's
know,
crazy.
following isekai tropes, bro. That washing machine is gonna save the universe easily with its harem.
This is crazy.
the average
Girls are
age
gonna
of
climb on
people.
top of it for the spin
The the average age of people in this podcast is 30.
Has to be.
No, us. We're 30,
Oh, yeah.
bro. I'm
our
like, and this is.
This
I
is-
can't
this
see
is-
myself sitting up watching
This
that.
is
I'm
what
not.
teenagers are into, watching washing machines. Like, no fuck, man.
I just know that this menace truck cone must be stopped, bro. Ain't nobody who can stop the isekai making machine. If you get hit by a truck, you get isekai. Period.
It's always a
that's
truck.
that's Thanos.
It's always
That's
a
the
truck.
Thanos
You
of
want
anime.
to know who started? Which one started that trend? Mushoku Tensei.
Shoku Tensei, he was the first
Really?
victim of Truck Kun. Yup, he's the first victim.
Hey y'all, let's talk about some games.
Yeah, we've animated just about out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all have definitely given me some things to think about. I remember we talked a while ago. I asked you for some recommendations. Bleach, I don't know if it's next because I don't know if I can go from watching a trillion episodes of Naruto to a trillion episodes of Bleach.
I
But
would do JJK.
I would do JJK.
okay. I think y'all said that last time, so I'll
Yeah.
get on it. But as far as games in the second
Demon
half,
Slayer season 3.
Demon Slayer, as soon as the dub is available,
Oh damn, that's right.
you know, you know,
Yeah.
That's
that's
true.
just it's my sickness. But we got Trails into Reverie is the very next, I'd say, big release on at least Gunnm and I's radar, followed by Baldur's Gate 3 in August. And after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all.
I mean,
It's not a money thing.
you just
Yeah, that's the
you just glance right over Armored Core. You just like fuck that
Armored
game.
Core. When is Armored Core? I thought Armored Core
Yeah,
was
it's
in
September,
fall.
isn't it?
No, it's August
Yeah.
25th.
Oh, it's August
Did they
25th?
move that up?
No.
They had to have. No, what? Really?
Yeah,
Well,
it's August.
hey,
That's not getting played, dog. I'll tell you for free. I might
Oh,
play 3 days
so-
of it, and
so
as soon as
another-
Baldur's Gate comes out, there's 175 goddamn hours of cinematics. Just cinematics in Baldur's Gate 3. There ain't
For real?
there ain't no way I'm playing anything but that
Man.
for the next
Y'all
like
making me
2-3
sick.
months.
Okay, so
That's
another.
it. I got sick to my. You know I'm old. I got sick to my stomach when I read that number. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Go
so
ahead,
an
Gunnm.
indie game that is on my radar that's also coming out in August is Sea of Stars. I've been looking at that one for a while, so
Dude. I'm
I
like,
think it's gonna be good.
you remember 2020?
yeah.
You remember we were all like, oh man, nothing's coming out this
Hey,
year.
no
Didn't
way, bro.
Doom and Animal Crossing, was that
Yeah, that was
2020
That's 2019, I think.
or 20, one of those years? It was
when the
like,
pandemic started. is when
exactly.
those-
Yeah,
when-
Animal
whenever
Crossing
that
was the pandemic game.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
it was.
Doom came out right with that pretty much. And we were like, this is what we got. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake was like the one other
Yeah.
huge game that came out that year.
Mm-hmm.
So Seven
It's like-
Remake, it was Persona 5 Royale came out that year too.
Mm-hmm.
Royal, which is basically like a remake, you know. But, dude, I never would have asked for this. This
Cold
is a
Steel
great
4.
year.
Cold Steel 4 too.
Coast
I just need
that
them
same
to
year.
slow. I need them to slow down just a little bit, bro. Like, just can I catch my breath?
Yeah.
Get my
Well,
bank
I
account
wanted
wet.
to use August to catch up, but it's like Baldur's Gate, Armored Core. Just taking shots from all sides.
And then September doesn't exist at all, so it's like, bro, till the end of the year, you pretty
September?
much just screwed. Spider-Man 2? Like, bro, what am I supposed to stop?
Wait, Spider-Man is in September?
No, it's
Spider-Man
coming
is
out.
October.
October.
Thank
But that's what
God.
I'm saying, dog. Is that every month there is
What
something
you mean? Thank
something
God. You know how many
stupid
games
coming
coming out in
out.
October? All right,
No,
here's
look, dude. I don't care what else is in October. I ain't playing Spider-Man, Starfield, and Cyberpunk in the same month. That can't happen. Ain't nobody got the time. I don't care what's out in October. What else is out in October?
so the Metal Gear Collection comes out. Let's see,
Uh-huh.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder,
I'm not playing that.
Alan Wake 2,
Oh, I have to play that.
Forza
Oh,
Motorsport 1
I
or
don't
whatever
care
the
about
fuck they're
that.
calling it.
Nobody cares.
Detective Pikachu Returns.
But nobody cares
Yeah,
about that
people
either.
care. We just don't care.
I
You're right. We
nobody
don't care.
cares.
We don't.
I don't
But
care.
That's a
I
that's a
don't care.
lot. That's a lot for October though.
but like, are you gonna
Um,
play all that?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna
Assassin's
play
Creed
Alan Wake.
Mirage.
I'll play
Assassin's
That's
Creed
that
it for
Mirage.
me.
too.
Just Assassin's Creed for me. And I'm gonna try Mario. Like,
What do you say came out in October? Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2. So you gotta play Spider-Man 2. You gotta play
Spider-Man
Mirage.
2.
You go try
but no, see,
Mario.
that's what I was saying. Is I'd rather Spider-Man come out then than in September.
Yeah, I agree.
Cause I'm
I
gonna push
agree.
all of
Ain't no
that
way.
aside for Spider-Man.
Absolutely, same thing here. That's my number one priority list on that game.
Yeah, but Starfield and Cyberpunk, bro, man, I'm glad Spider-Man moved because I would have just
Me
been like,
too.
just
Like I need 2 controllers and 2 more hands, dog, and 2 more
yeah.
And another TV. Like, I need some way to play multiple games at once, because this ain't gonna happen, dog. I'm
I need
telling
a
you.
shadow clone, man.
I think
That'd be a
for
really
this,
good
Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Yeah, play the game.
I would make my Shadow Clone do work, and I would just do this
Let's
instead. But
see.
you know,
And
it is what it
November
is.
has Persona 5 Tactica and Super Mario RPG.
Nobody. Whatever.
Stop with that, cause I
Whatever.
want to play both, but I agree it ain't September. That ain't like
Yeah, that's not too
the
bad.
September lineup.
There's
I'm gonna play both of
WarioWare.
those.
There's
Though.
WarioWare in that month for me too. Like I love my WarioWare games.
WarioWare is fun.
You
I'll probably
do.
end up getting that.
I
You
do
love that WarioWare. You
definitely
sure do. Mm-hmm.
But my whole thought process is with all these, there's no way that every single one of us is gonna get to the same point on all these games. We know until you get until your situation calms down, Dray. There is no possible Earth where you get through all that. So we're gonna have to divide things up.
I might.
Yeah, for sure. Like you know how he played Octopath. I still haven't played more
I
than a
haven't played
demo.
it. I haven't even touched it.
I
I haven't even looked at it.
I might need to come up with a plan here.
Like, bro, we gotta
know.
come up with a
Strategy. Like I said, I gotta strategize how I'm gonna
You
play
gotta
during
schedule
my
your
free
gaming.
time.
Yeah.
Like, I got 3 hours for this game, and then I got 2 hours for this game.
Well, to your point though, I think by September I could feasibly make that happen. Like it may come a point where I'm like, hey, 3 hours here, 3 hours there, 3 hours here, just to make sure we can stay up to par with everything. Because I mean, as silly as it sounds to schedule your gaming, it'll probably help us in the long run. Because
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, because this month, this is our only reprieve until the rest of the year just happens.
You're right, man.
Like
and I'm using this month just to catch up on Final Fantasy and Diablo.
Like, hold on, because when do the major releases come out in August? Let's see. So,
Beat told me
Baldur's Gate is at the beginning of the month. So
yeah, Baldur's Gate got moved up to the beginning of the month.
So you guys are fucked. But
why are we fucked? It got moved up. I'm good. It was gonna come out at the end of the month.
This because all we have is the rest of July, which if you play Trails is going to be bad for both of us.
I don't plan on
Trails,
playing
man.
That. Yeah.
Dude, Trails comes out on the 10th, right?
No, Trails comes out on the 7th.
Okay, on the 7th. So then I have that whole month to get through that. And you know, I like the 100% the Trails game, so
yeah.
Baldur's Gate is the third. Is that what y'all said?
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
3rd. So
Why is this depressing, man? I used to love video games. Now I'm just like, there's too many.
It's like at the gates, bro, waiting to steal all your money in free time.
So as far as the August games for me, like none of them come out that I plan on playing until the 25th, so I'm good. I got most of August too.
Right.
don't.
I tell you this though.
So that's
I
good.
right now, despite our complaints, I'm like not. You know how we had those ebbs and flows, those ups and downs, where you'll be out of gaming, like it ain't nothing to play right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a beat crying. Well, I'd be like, occasionally I'll have a season where I barely play the game, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it. I have not felt that this year.
Yeah. Yeah,
In
it's
fact,
just
there's too
constantly
much.
something. Yeah. Yeah, it's constantly
It's like how you
something.
tell a spoiled kid, like a kid that got all the toys, you got no reason to be bored. You got everything you could possibly want.
Oh,
That's how I
God.
feel right now, but it's hard to get to it.
Yeah.
Cornucopia out here, man. What's in
And
November and December? Do we not know yet?
Please
So-
nothing.
so-
Please nothing.
So
Please,
November is Super Mario G and
I don't care about that.
Super Mario what?
RPG and
Oh, that's November. Oh, you did just say that.
yeah, and that
Mm.
Persona 5 Tactica.
Tactica.
game.
I don't have to care
But
about
that's
either.
it?
And then WarioWare for anyone that
You
cares.
lucky.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, you.
What about
lucky. You can
December
take a break.
though?
You can
Well,
focus on Thanksgiving.
At least on the list that I have, all I see here for December is that Dragon Quest game.
Oh, I'm Gucci,
Okay.
bro. I have to be able to finish out the year and just take my time finishing up whatever.
Yeah, December.
Yeah, same.
December is the only break you get, and then next
It
year.
is. Oh,
Next
God.
year, when
Please tell
stuff
me we
starts
ain't get a
getting breaks,
repeat.
we saw everything we saw at the Xbox showcase. So once that stuff
Mhm.
starts getting dates, it's on.
Don't do that. Don't do that now. Don't do
I ain't worried
that
about it. I ain't worried about it.
now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything that really truly impressed me from the showcase. Only game that's supposed to come out next year I think I'm even interested in is Final Fantasy VII.
I hope that Fable game comes out next year.
Not interested in Fable,
I don't think it's gonna be good if I'm honest with you.
based on what the political stuff that's been coming out.
I didn't even know there was political stuff. I just wasn't.
Man, I have no reason to think it's gonna be good or bad. Like, I have more reason to think it's gonna be good than bad because of who's making it.
Playground
I
games?
just-
I don't know their pedigree.
It'd be weird for me to expect them to make a horrible game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, granted, they more because they're responsible for Forza.
Oh, okay.
But like the care they put into those games, I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
how Fable could be bad.
I
It
don't
might
think
be
it'll
super
bad.
different.
I think it's just gonna be a mid game for me. Like I'm gonna play it. I'll be like, oh, that was good. And that'll probably be it.
Mr. Vampire the Masquerade over here.
That game is never coming out.
Mr.
It will never be
Mr.
finished.
Warhammer Vermintide over here talking about
Vermintide is good. What are you talking about?
Vermintide is the most. I remember you had me buy that once, and we played a few levels, and I was like, "Dang, this what Beat be doing? This what?" I was like, "This what?"
To be fair, I
I was
also
just playing.
played the Warhammer, what the FPS one that came out. That game was
Yeah,
right.
I can't talk because I played the Isle.
Oh wait, hold on. There is another
That's
August.
true. I used to get on the aisle all the time and play with
There
you.
is another August game that comes out. Hold on,
What?
I almost
What
forgot.
was that?
Take a breath, dog.
Man.
Overwatch 2 Invasion.
So moving on.
Shut up.
Normally
Who cares about Overwatch?
we have a what you playing section. We all playing the same thing,
We
so
all
we just
playing
gonna
the
go
same
ahead and
shit.
get into Final Fantasy.
I mean,
Y'all
I'm also
are
playing
playing
Hi-Fi
the same
Rush still, but I'm
Y'all
almost
are
done
playing
with
the
it.
same thing.
I was almost done with it before I started Final
How
Fantasy.
did you go from Final Fantasy back to Hi-Fi Rush?
I didn't
Or
go.
did you just?
No, I didn't go back, but I'm almost done with it. Like,
So you
but
go finish that up.
I'll probably have Hi-Fi Rush done in another 2 days once I finish Final Fantasy. So I might
I
have
want to see
both
what your
done.
impressions were.
I
when
might
you
have
finish
both
it.
done by next week. So who knows?
Well, once you beat Hi-Fi Rush, we'll talk more about it. But I think the rest of this show needs to go to Final Fantasy 16 spoilers. There you go. Yep. I'm sure there's a delay, but banger. Oh, you've been
That
Killing
title
holding that one all
screen.
day.
Killing
Huh?
it.
That
Yeah.
title screen.
Who wants to lead us off on this? Because I don't think it should be me.
All right, I'll set some parameters because I almost had to sit this one out. I am behind. I want to beat this game by next pod. Can't make no promises. But audience, spoilers incoming for at least the first fourth of the game or so. I beat Garuda.
Mhm.
I beat myself, aka Ifrit, and unlocked the semi-prime mechanic. And I've done a bunch of side quests leading up and around the reveal that Titan is probably the next big threat. So there's a cutscene where Hugo, is that his name?
Yeah, Hugo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kupka.
Kupka. He's like, Benedicta!
He's like,
Stop. There you go. I stopped right there. So for anyone watching, if you're up to that point, that's probably all we're going to cover, and then we're going to try to expand in the following weeks. Or week. Hopefully it don't take us more than one. Shoot. So, how about this? Just so our discussion is a little more structured. Not that last week's was bad. It's just all we had was the demo to go off of.
Mhm.
Let's start with what we generally like about the game. Just generally as compared to other Final Fantasies and as its own product. And you could go first, Beat.
Okay, so as I said at the beginning of the podcast, I have completed the whole game. I did it like Wednesday, I want to say this week. I finished it out. I basically no-lifed it. I sacrificed sleep. I was like, look, the story has me. It had me the
Yep.
whole time. It never lost me. That shit grabbed me by the throat at the beginning. It just drug me through the whole game. I will say, on having gotten to the point where I'm on New Game Plus, and there's a lot of things I can play with, different builds, AOE. It would be better. I would say that it would lend itself better if you had any idea what kind of enemies you were going to be fighting in a given moment, but you never have any indication. So it's like you might have a whole AOE build, but you're fighting like 3 elite mobs at the same time, or 2 elite mobs at the same time. So it's like it's difficult to kit yourself out. Another, I'm not trying to be fiercely negative about the combat because it's serviceable. It's very serviceable combat.
We're gonna talk about the combat,
but it's the lack of ability to hot swap between your icons. Once you master an icon ability, you can use that with any stance. Is what I call them. Like when you channel an icon, you can use abilities from other icons with that base for your circle. So without the ability to switch those things out or have like presets or anything like on the fly, it removes a lot of depth from your build. Because what I would love to be able to do is, okay, I pull into a fight, I see I'm fighting like a boss or I'm fighting like an elite, to be able to switch to a set of 3 powers that is good for that. So I can kind of decide like, okay, well, this is gonna be my boss slayer build. This is gonna be my AOE, kill everybody dead instantly build. Like like being able to do that, I feel like would lend an air of strategy. Other than, but the story, the voice acting is so good. When I tell, like,
wait a second.
Yeah?
Oh my god!
Do you agree?
I already.
Is it better? Is it better, Gunnm?
His opinion matters the most, you know.
I already knew this was gonna turn on me. Yes, it's better. Yes, it's
I
better
mean,
than
you know.
Crisis Core. All right.
Yeah, it has
It's the
to
best
be.
in any Final Fantasy, I'd say.
Easily, bro. Joshua! I felt that
Oh my
shit.
god.
You
Yeah.
I
you
felt that
you
shit
you,
deeply.
you
I
gonna
still
make that
feel it.
tough for me to admit more than 7 remake. Even
It has
I might
better.
have to
It is
hold
the
out.
best voice acting period
For
out of
real.
all Final Fantasy games.
But
Because
yes,
I
it's very good.
recently I
Whew.
thought that about 7 Remake, which is great on its own, but this I don't know, man. I don't the performances, bro. You
I do
feel
agree.
every piece of what they're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Now that being said, not to change the subject too drastically, but in the future with Rebirth and as the Final Fantasy plotline thickens, it could dethrone Final Fantasy 16, but at least narrative presentation, I feel like this is like up there. It definitely is up there.
It's
Yeah.
Like,
it is
like, I would
it is
say-
definitely better. I will say.
it's Uncharted level. Like when you
I
talk about Uncharted, that's what it's known for: is presentation and
Mhm.
showcases and like set pieces. This is Uncharted level in a Final Fantasy game. That's nuts.
I will say it is definitely 100% without a doubt. Much better than Final Fantasy 13. But
Yeah, I mean that's not saying anything.
But-
It could have came out and popped, and it would have been better than
But-
13.
it's definitely right there up there with like Final Fantasy 10 for me, and depending upon how
Really?
upon how it ends, like it's probably gonna be above that for me. Like this game is, man, like
Now,
the story is
I really
amazing.
like
I had a talk with Beat off air, man, and we were discussing the what do we call it? The communal Final Fantasy rankings.
I said
And-
it was, yeah, go ahead.
We actually place it lower than 10. Like 10 and 10 is up there, don't get me wrong, because don't we got like 7 then 10?
7, 10, yeah.
I mean, I haven't beat it, obviously, but just from what I've played and based on what Beats played, he agrees that this is where we get into the negative aspects of the game. This game is not a Final Fantasy game. They should have just called it something else.
Stranger to Paradise 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Right. They should have just called it
like the tone of
Dominance
it is
Tale.
so
Dominance
different
Tale.
from like any other Final Fantasy game. It doesn't even
But
feel like
I
one.
like that.
I do
I like the
that, which is
tonal
fine.
shift.
Which is fine.
Right.
Mhm.
For me, it's the gameplay, man. This is not an RPG. They give you the bare
Yeah.
minimum to make you think it's an RPG.
This is a
It's
you
not
want
an
to know what
RPG.
it is? You want to know what it is?
What is it?
It's a platinum game.
It's a
I was
platinum-
about to say,
a
it's
platinum
Bayonetta.
game.
It's a
With
platinum
Bayonetta.
game.
one combo.
Dude, you know, man, like there was a point in time in the game where I spent 30 minutes in the training room, like just
Oh my
practicing
God.
combos, like just stupid shit I could do. And like there's so much
Here's-
ridiculous shit you can do.
Here's my issue,
Combo
man. And then,
wise.
we can get into the spoilers, but
Mhm.
my issue, Beat and I talked at length about this.
We did.
You were spending all that time, but for what?
For what?
For what?
what?
There's no depth to the combat at all.
None.
It's like square, quick time event where I'm either gonna press square or R1, and maybe I'll throw some special moves in there just because. Just
Mhm.
because. The stagger mechanic, though we've seen it before, is enough to add a little bit of a
There's a bit of
dynamism to it.
there's a bit of skill with the parry mechanic.
Well, I'm not
saying.
saying. Here's what I'm saying is that yes, you can do a lot with combos. I'm not gonna say the actual mechanics of combat are depthless, but there is no requirement, there is no reward to do so, even on the highest difficulty.
I'd
Literally,
argue
you
that
just
renders
press
it
square to-
depthless.
Yeah, it's
You-
because
you
there's
are
no
pretty much-
difficulty.
Yeah, you're
There's no
pretty much.
Then it's like,
I died twice playing this game. One of them I was barely paying attention.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
there's substance, not there's quantity, right? Put it that
Yeah.
way. There's a quantity of options. There's no reason to really use many over the other. Even like the things I've seen that are on the horizon as far as powers and abilities that become available to you, I'm like, okay, so why? Like, yeah, granted, I can use Garuda. I can pull somebody when they're half staggered and get some free hits in. That's pretty much universal at this point.
Yeah.
But there's no, like you brought up, there's no elemental affinity either.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
Most of the
elemental
fights are
affinity.
just ///. Use a move if you want. You can. There's no need. There's not even like there's a ranking system. People stay comparing this game to Devil May Cry. At least Devil May
right.
Cry tracked your score.
You don't get bonuses for pulling off, like, unless you're doing an arcade mode or a
It's-
challenge, you don't get bonuses for doing that.
It's
If you're
kind
doing
of
arcade modes, then that's different.
when I think about it, the combat it kind of reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts, but minus the cool shit.
I
Now that
agree.
think about it.
Wow.
Kingdom
Minus
Hearts
the
This is
cool
my
shit.
favorite Final Fantasy.
What I will
Man.
say, another thing to the point of like why what's wrong with the combat? What's wrong with the combat is every encounter I have with any character with a stagger bar goes the exact same way. I pull up
Man.
on them.
Yep.
If I have full meter, I flash semi-prime to just break that shit down to half. I stagger them, or I half stagger them with the Garuda pull.
Yeah.
Then I hit them a few more times in it. Use the Shiva whoops. I use an ultimate
I
for an
figured.
icon. And it takes the rest of the stagger away with one attack of it, and then it
Dude.
increases their meter for the second attack of it. Then I switch stances. I do the Titan Smash, I do the Titan Punch, and then I do the another icon's ultimate. And that does half of their health almost every time. And I rinse and I repeat, and that's every single boss fight. Nothing
At
changes.
this point in the game, mine is literally I that resonates with me because it's the same thing, just with a smaller kit, right?
Mhm.
Every enemy with a stagger bar. Hit, half stagger. Okay, Garuda pull.
Garuda pull,
Then I
yep.
immediately go into the little flurry, the Garuda like and
Yep.
half the time that takes that bar almost all the way down. Then I
Pretty
just
much,
do the
yep.
retreat, I do the little rising flame, and most of the time they're gone after that. Then I just spam on my abilities. It's like it feels very. We keep using the word serviceable.
It
Right?
reminds me of the MMO rotation, basically. It's like an MMO
Yeah,
rotation.
using your cooldowns,
Yeah.
right? It's not
It's like
unfun, but it's basic.
That's another thing. I can feel the influence of Final Fantasy XIV's game design, and I don't mean that in a
with the
flattering way.
cooldowns.
Really?
Cooldowns,
Like it felt
the way the side
actually-
quests are kind of laid out, the way they kind of go. I'm like, bro, this feels like an MMO halfway.
It feels like, at least to me, it feels more like a mixture of a platinum game with Xenoblade. So it feels very comfortable to me.
Okay.
But yeah, like honestly, at the end of the day, you're just pressing square to victory. At the end of the day, square to victory.
Square to victory.
Indeed.
R1 would have to.
I just had to get that
With
out.
triangles in between.
When?
Is it trying?
When?
Yeah.
When you press triangle.
Yeah, why would you bother? It doesn't do more damage.
You know, like that's what I was saying. You know, the only time I cast spells is if I'm bridging the gap. If I'm like running
too
up.
far away.
And then as soon as I'm in range to, like you said, warp or thrust,
Yep. That's
I'm
it.
not using magic no more.
I was
For
talking
what?
about that magic burst shit. After each
Magic
sword
Burst
salute.
does
don't
not
do that.
more
You don't
damage
even
than a
do that
regular
either.
strike. It does
But
no
for
more
what?
damage than a regular strike. The only reason you would use it, no, it's not even worth it to use it to that, because at the end of your square combo, you do a knockdown anyway. So there's
Right.
0%, there's no reason to use triangle whatsoever, outside of charging to hit an enemy you physically cannot reach. That's the only time I
Man,
ever used it.
look, I'm sure a lot of people agree with our perceived cons of the game, but one thing we all agree on: that story, though.
It's great.
It is amazing.
That story.
It's
So, I
amazing.
mean, how y'all want to do this? You want to just start from the beginning? You want to point out the standout moments?
Well, we'll go like highlights. So let's just start at the beginning of the game. When you play Clive Rosfeld when he's younger, he's about to be the first shield. He's got the blessing of the Phoenix.
Yep.
And this, like, the characters are so complex with the absolute exception of his mom. Like, his mom just
You mean Cersei?
yeah, Cersei, Queen Cersei. Like, her motivations feel so flat to me. It just doesn't even make sense. Like, her motivations and her way she's
Speak
perceived.
from where we are at that point, though. Don't speak for the
Yeah,
future.
at that point, even at
Yeah.
that point, it doesn't, like, why, like, well, she treats her firstborn son like dog
Like
shit.
absolute
because he's not the
garbage, which is
dominant,
crazy.
and because he's not the dominant of the Phoenix. But she already has a son that is. Like, she has no reason to treat him this way. Other than,
I mean, that's a better son. If I had a second son who was whack, I'd be like, it's that
even
one.
if he was better, it's like you could just not favor him as much. Like she literally treats him like he's a dog.
No, she doesn't. She just doesn't acknowledge him.
That's even worse than treating him like a dog. He's a dog. Tummy
Yeah.
scratches. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to hate her, clearly.
Mhm.
But, yeah, I had the same thought. I just thought it was funny. There's little moments. I'll say I've never had that, like, moment of, I call it weeby dissonance. Where you playing a JRPG, if you still use that term,
I do.
or you watching an anime, and someone does something or says something that you're like, people don't talk like this. People don't behave this way. I haven't really had that in this game, except one time. And I was like, I could make the case that people would probably do something this stupid, but as soon as you do encounter his mom, and those two henchmen in the background are like, can you imagine treating your son like that? I'm like, y'all just said that out loud, huh? Y'all think y'all whispering. We in an open man.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to get beheaded out here.
Apparently, he has treated him.
Yeah.
Clearly, it was just to paint a picture narratively,
Yeah.
but I was like,
Yeah, I was
And-
like, oh, I'm surprised you ain't hear that.
right. Hey, I did have a nickname for the two dudes. Hey, you'll appreciate this beat. The two dudes who accompany you to go slay the goblins.
Oh, Kyle and I forget his other name. Tyler.
You remember the names?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
so
amazing.
you remember that game Metal Arms back in the day?
Yeah.
You remember the first two companions you get are named Screwed and Hosed. So I was just
Screwed and
calling these
Hosed.
dudes Sir Screwed and Sir Hosed the
That's
whole
funny.
time. These like basic face, generic NPC looking.
When you open up the modeler on like a on Unreal Engine, I feel like these are some stock people who would just be in there for you to tweak.
Like, oh, let me add a goatee to this one. Yeah, there you go. Like, but yeah, all jokes aside though, man. Yeah, that opening sequence was powerful. You talked about the that line, "I'll kill you," and just his voice cracking. I was like,
yeah.
dude, fire. They sold me like that game. I had already pre-ordered it before playing the demo. But if I didn't, I would have been like, "Boop," and put it in the cart
Yeah.
immediately.
Another thing that I really enjoyed about like a subtle thing is you can see even like in the future after the time skip certain mannerisms and certain ways he says things and certain things about his delivery that are consistent with when he was a child or consistent with other characters like his father and how he approached things. Like, you can
Mhm.
see the influence of all that in the character. A lot of
Oh,
times
yeah.
people have time skips and they're either the exact same or they're nothing like they were.
Right.
And I did appreciate that
The
Clive feels
consistency.
like a consistent
Yeah.
character.
I like that.
Mm.
So biggest thing to me so far. Of course, I'm enjoying the icon battles. In fact, this is like if we're gonna say this game is a 1 week vacation to Disney World, the icon battles are like the trips to the park. Everything else is to stay at the hotel in between.
Like,
Yeah.
See, the icon battles is
Oof.
today I'm going to Universal Studios. You know, today I'm going to Disneyland. Today I'm going to Epcot. So I just be sitting there waiting like, okay, even though y'all know me, in RPGs, granted, this isn't one, so it's not as big a deal. Y'all know that I hate having control taken away. More specifically, I hate when I'm building a character and then they thrust me into the role of a unrelated character with a different move set and everything. I'm like, ugh. So normally the iconic stuff wouldn't really sit well with me, but it's the
But
way
it's-
they do it.
It's
And how
so
varied it is.
cinematic. It's like,
Yeah.
man, it's like an
When it works, it
experience.
works. When it don't work,
Like,
mash square, press
I will
square.
say this. I will say that yeah, the quick time events kind of break up the fight, but it gives me time to just enjoy what I'm seeing. Like when I'm scrapping with Garuda, I'll focus on just beating that bitch down. During the quick time events, I get to just appreciate the aesthetic of it. I get to kind of appreciate what's happening on screen
like
a little bit
between
more.
that boss
I would
battle
watch a
and that,
goddamn movie if I wanted that.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying.
between that boss battle and the transition to the icon fight, man, that was
It was
incredible.
dope. And that's
Just
another thing that I
incredible.
do like about the icon fight. It's like once you get to
Mhm.
the point where you're at the giant kaiju battle, you have already fought a boss. You already fought the boss.
Right.
You beat
It's like a
the
treat.
icon is a wrap up. It's like a treat. And I will
Right.
say that is like one of the things that kept me going through the game is just, oh my god, what is the next icon battle gonna be like? Because this shit was
Mhm.
awesome. And then it's like, I will say that you have not even seen as fire as this shit can get. Like neither
I
of you have
imagine.
where you're at in the story. There is an icon fight that is so fucking cool, just in general. It just gives me like Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara vibes with how fucking
Dude.
lit shit is.
Bruh.
I'm gonna know the one
Alright.
when I get there.
I'ma
Corgi.
know
You
it
are,
too.
If I get there, here's what I'm gonna tell you this. If I do more than 5 quick time events in that fight, I'm never trusting you again. Never
I mean,
trusting you again.
if all it takes is for the quick time events to ruin the whole rest of because the fight is not just quick time events. The fight is a fight. It's multiple fights basically. It's a bunch of multiple fights. It's not just a quick time event. But if the amount of them takes you out of it, I can't do anything for that. I thought it was awesome, personally. You might not agree.
No, I strongly disagree. If it's anything like the Ifrit fight, non-fight,
No,
it's not a video game, bro.
It's not like that.
It's not a video game. Like I like the part of the fight against yourself. You know, when you unlock semi-prime, when it's Clive v. Clive, flurry of blows. Even though it was the same basic square, it was cinematic, and I had full agency over what was happening. They threw in the little Ifrit versus Ifrit at the end. I kid you not. It was literally square, mash, that's it. That was it. That's not a video game, bro.
Well,
it's like people sit up.
Not this fight.
Dude, people sit up and cry about walking simulators. But then as soon as you put a skin on it that we enjoy, it's like, oh, the best thing ever. I don't care how cool it is. I'm 29 years old. You know how many cool things I've seen? There better be some fun gameplay to back it up. I want to feel. That's why I like the Garuda fight. Because you're beating on her. You're beating Garuda. You fighting, right? As opposed to playing The Walking Dead, swipe up. Swipe up is actually generous. All this game is square R1.
Square R1. Yep.
Square R1.
Pretty much.
And they give you, it'd be slightly different if they gave you less time, but they just like, hey.
Are you paying attention?
By
still?
the way,
there?
press square. You know what I mean?
I'll give you
They
another
give you
30
time.
seconds to think about it.
Look, I do believe you. I'm just saying, like, that's what almost made me sideline the game is when I started to try to imagine the peak. And I was like, this is all it is me looking forward to another huge climactic battle. Like, the stuff in between does matter, but if they are as great as you say,
what I will say,
Sure.
what I will definitely say, is that the Garuda fight, if you liked the Garuda fight, and you're like, I like the fact that I got to fight it, like I got to actually play it and fight it, you will love the fight when it comes. Because there is multiple phases, and you're actually fighting most of it.
Yeah, that Garuda fight was definitely incredible.
It was solid. It was
Yeah,
solid.
that was incredible.
But the fight I'm talking, you'll know what I was talking about, because it's not even the last Icon fight, but it is definitely the best one.
Okay.
I believe you. I believe you. It's
Yeah.
just I had some moments playing this game where I'm like, you said this yourself. Why don't they just make a movie?
Yeah,
Just start making movies.
Square Enix
Really?
wants to be an animated film studio so bad. They don't even
Yeah.
acknowledge it, but they want that. That's what they really want. They
Yeah.
tried with Spirits
They
Within, it
technically
didn't really
do.
work, and it
They-
just kind of
they-
ruined for
They
them.
technically do. They got Final Fantasy movies.
We ain't gotta talk
How
about their
many?
garbage. Kingsglaive is
Yeah.
dog. Spirits Within is dog.
Gunnm love Kingsglaive.
Kingsglaive
I'm
trash.
surprised you just take it.
I like Kingsglaive. I do.
Trash. Your taste is suspect to me if you like Kingsglaive. This movie was garbage.
So
Veg
don't
Children
mention
is
any
the best
future
movie they come out
powers.
Yeah.
Don't mention any future powers. But out of Phoenix, Garuda, and Titan, all of which I've experienced through the demo, which one is your favorite?
Out of those three, I don't see when you could use all three of them. I don't have a favorite. I use all of them off cooldown. They all serve different purposes.
Right, but they're all separate things, so which one is your favorite?
I don't know.
None
See,
of those are my
that's the
favorite.
thing. It's hard because it's like there's no real reason to use one over the other.
No, there isn't. Outside of
You
like Garuda is really good for stagger. Like the Garuda stagger damage is ridiculous. Like they have certain moves in their movesets that are really good at certain things, depending on the power set. I would say that Phoenix power set is the most useless. I don't even use it.
Yeah.
I don't.
Aesthetically, I probably like it the most.
I
just
do
'cause
like
of the
it.
I would
flames.
say Phoenix probably.
Mhm.
Yeah. At least so far.
Yeah.
But no, Phoenix. To put it in perspective, I do not currently at endgame have a single Phoenix ability bound or the stance at all.
Yeah.
That's how much better
Oh,
everything
really?
else is in Phoenix. Yeah, no, I'm not using Phoenix.
Hey. Well, I'm sure the discussion will continue into next week. I feel like, and I said this to you personally as well, I feel like it sounds like I hate this game. I think it's great. It's just, I don't know. To be fair, they tried to prepare us that this was more of an action game. It's just, I thought it was going to be an action RPG. But
Yeah,
this is
that's what I
like
wanted.
Gears of War with swords.
This is
A platinum game, straight
it's a
up.
platinum game.
Platinum. But
It's a platinum game with Xenoblade elements.
With
This
combos
is the
that
last-
don't matter and no difficulty.
the last mean thing I'll say It's a bad platinum game.
Yes, it's a bad platinum.
It's a platinum game with no depth.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
They-
that's like you said, the story and the set pieces are what's keeping me going for sure.
Yeah, I feel like if they want to go this route, maybe with the Nets one, maybe they're gonna have to lean. Like they need to lean more. Like they gotta go even harder core, harder core with
So yeah,
Hardcore.
harder core
Harder
with
a lot
the
harder difficulty at the start.
combos
Let
and
me pick it.
stuff. Like you got like they may as well like go like Kingdom Hearts with it. Like just go fucking crazy.
Go ham. Like have proud mode, bro. Give me something that is brutal. That way I have, like something where it's like I have to use my combos. I have to pay attention or I'll just die. Like what I will say about New Game Plus so far is I am like I have to be on top of my shit a lot more. Like my cooldown's got to be tight. Like I have to make sure I time it right. There's like when I now use my dog because the health is the health level and the amount of damage they can take, even with me having fully crafted legendary gear, is much greater than it was in the prior difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I should have been able to do this from the start because I feel like I'd have had a better time. I'd have felt like what I was doing because like there are elements of RPG to it to some extent. You have certain like potions and buffs and stuff, but there was no reason to use that in the base difficulty at all, unless you just felt like it. But it would have been nice, especially with the amount of powers you have and the ability to mix and match them, and the ability to kind of customize your skill set, to have it feel more necessary than it does. At this point, it just feels like it's down to what attack do you like the look of? What effect do you want? You want stagger damage or raw damage? Because
That's all it is.
That's all it is. I mean, Titan has one of the strongest single target DPS moves in the whole game, and it's the punch.
Mm-hmm.
And Titan is somebody I've never ever in my life taken him out because his skill set is busted. His overhead smash, one of the best AoE abilities in the whole game. His punch, the best single target attack in the whole game. His counter can block especially if you time it right, it can block anything. But even if you don't time it right, that shit can block 98% of everything.
Yeah.
So it's like he busted.
We'll talk more about it next week and see if my opinion has changed. We'll see if yours has over the course of this New Game Plus playthrough. Gunnm seems higher on it than either of us. So hopefully it stays that way for him. I mean I'm happy to hear you enjoying it as much as you are.
I mean, score so far? You were to give it a score?
It's too early for that. I don't even like scoring games. But it's definitely too early.
Here's the thing, right? I think that it would be woefully unfair for a game like Uncharted 4 or 3 to receive as high a score as they got based on presentation alone, because we know the gameplay ain't really there. Let's be honest. The shooting in those games is serviceable at best. For them to have the same serviceable gameplay and coast off of just presentation, and the story don't even always be all that because they're predictable. You can predict the beats in an Uncharted game like clockwork.
Right.
I have to say, just based on presentation, story, voice acting, world design, character design, this game deserves a 9. Period. Just period. I just believe that. Just off rip.
Look, if I have to rate it, hell no, I wouldn't give it.
You're not giving it a 9
so far. No, because it's not a game. Like, it's barely a game. And everything you just said, I can think of so many games that do these things better.
And
Platinum Games does the combat better. Like that, the icons are the standout aspect to me. But that's so far since Gunnm asked me. That might change. It really, but it's like I'm not about to give a game a 9 for the reason I'd give a movie a 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just can't. But like, it depends on what you plan for. Because if that's what you look for in the experience, I can see that. For me, I'm just like, I mean, I've seen dope movies before, but I'm holding a controller. I'm not in the theater,
Mm-hmm.
so I would definitely let you know how I feel later. But
Right.
that 9, maybe I'll give you an 8.5 or close to it. We'll just see what happens.
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll talk
For
more
me,
about.
it's a 9 right now. So we'll see at the end. Might
Yeah,
go up, might go down. We'll see.
yeah.
I'll be
But
I'll
where
be
can they
interested
find
in
y'all?
seeing your thoughts at the end when you guys both have
Oh,
finished it.
yeah, I'm working on it. I will definitely let you know. But until next week, where can they find you?
All right. Well, you guys can find me on Tumblr, gunnm.tumblr.com, Twitch. Actually, I plan on streaming today, so you guys can catch me there. So, well, as a recording anyway. So,
Mm.
twitch.tv/Gunnm21. And then Twitter at Toppets the creator and YouTube, youtube.com/Gunnm921.
All right, beat.
I mean, a beatdown. That's it for now.
You can find me at Goals in Fitness or Dray Spectre on pretty much everything. But yeah, that's what we think about Final Fantasy 16 so far. Beat it. Beat loves it. Gunnm loves it. I like it. I don't hate it. I know it seems like I do. It's just I gotta be honest about how I felt playing it. I'm hoping that changes though. Definitely hoping that changes. We will continue to cover this game over the next week or so. So we'll see y'all next
Well,
week.
till
Talk more
then,
Final Fantasy.
play some Final Fantasy 16, y'all.
Play it for sure. Let us know what you think.